Hello friends, I am Kozik and you are watching Tutorials in English Literature. Today's video will be an introduction to the life and works of the famous Restoration dramatist William Congreve. I have already made a few videos on the social condition of Restoration England and the Restoration Comedy of Manners. The link will be found in the description. If you have not watched those videos, please also watch those videos because those videos will help you to understand the historical context and the basic facts about the comedy of manners. Let's start without any further delay. William Congreve was born on 24th January 1670 at Bardsey near Leeds in England. His father was a soldier and a descendant of an ancient English family which had a considerable property at Staffordshire. When Congreve was only 4 years old, his father was commissioned to command a garrison at Youghal in Ireland. For that reason, Congreve went to Ireland with his family and most of his education he received in Ireland. In 1681, he was sent to Kilkenny School, where he met his lifelong friend, the satirist Jonathan Swift. In the April of 1686, he followed Swift to Trinity College in Dublin. It was probably while he was studying at Trinity, he wrote the novel Incognito, or Love and Duty Reconciled, but it was published later in 1692 under the pseudonym Cleophile. After the Glorious Revolution in 1688, Congreve returned with his family to his family estate at Staffordshire. There he remained for almost 2 years, and probably at that time he wrote his first comedy, The Old Bachelor, to amuse himself in a long sickness and slow recovery. After 1 year, in 1691, he went to England and enrolled at middle school to study law, but his energy was diverted to literature. He befriended the former poet laureate John Dryden, and together they translated works of Juvenal and Perseus in 1692. In 1693, his first comedy, The Old Bachelor, was staged at Theatre Royal in Drury Lane, in which most of the famous actors like Batterton, Mrs. Bailey, Mrs. Bracegirdle worked, and The Old Bachelor was a great success. After that, Congreve was so inspired by the success of his first comedy, he produced his second comedy, The Doubledealer, before the end of the year. The Doubledealer was more complex and well structured, but it was not well received by the audience. While Congreve was writing his third comedy, Loveforlove, Batterton and other leading actors rebelled against the mismanagement of the Theatre Royal, and they were granted with the permission to build a new theatre at the Lincoln's Inn Fields, and that theatre opened with the first production of Congreve's third comedy, Loveforlove, in 1695. It was Congreve's best acting play, and it was also an immediate success, and it gave Congreve a long-lasting fame. Congreve became a member of the New Theatre, and he was agreed to give a play each year. Congreve's reputation in the field of drama, theatre was well established, and at that time Congreve also started to write public verse about public incident. But Congreve failed to keep his words that he would give a play each year to the New Theatre Company. But in 1697, Congreve wrote his only tragedy, The Mourning Bride. This tragedy was an instantaneous success, and it remained the most popular English tragedy for almost a century. So it was a huge success for William Congreve. After 1 year, Congreve launched an unsuccessful attack on Jeremy Collier's charge against the English stage. Jeremy Collier, in his book The Short View of the Immorality and Profaneness of English Stage, attacked the immoral situation and the obscenity, indecency of the dialogue of Restoration Comedy of Manners. His prominent targets are William Congreve and John Vanbrugh. But Congreve's reply remained unsuccessful because the public taste had changed for comedy, and that is why when in 1700 Congreve produced his masterpiece The Way of the World, for which we still read Congreve, it became a failure on stage. So though The Way of the World was his masterpiece, it failed on stage because the public taste for comedy had changed. This play is quite different from earlier Restoration comedies of William Wycherley and George Ethridge. The view of love that has been presented in Way of the World is far apart from the lecherous love and intrigues of the aristocratic class. But still, this play failed to impress its contemporary audience, and for that reason Congreve left the stage. Congreve continued to write poetry, and he continued to translate the works of Homer, Juvenal, Horace and Ovid, but he wrote no more plays. As a person, Congreve was praised by his fellow writers because of his considerateness, his care for other fellow writers. He was praised as a person and colleague by Addison, Pope, John Gay and John Dryden. Congreve never married, but he had a long affair with Miss Brace Griddle, who was the leading actress in all of his plays. In later life, Congreve had an intimate relation with Duchess of Marlborough, but his life became painful due to his falling eyesight and gout. He went to Bath with Duchess of Marlborough and John Gay, to recover from a long illness, and there he met an accident and he suffered from internal injury, and he died 1 year after in 1729 on 19th January. Congreve died at an early age, but his 4 comedies had made him famous. His witty dialogue, his repartee, his epigrammatic style, his elaborate and complex plot, and above all, his portrayal of the social condition of the aristocratic class, his ironic investigation of the macho aristocratic lifestyle and their affectations, their frivolity, their hypocrisy, remained immortal. His epigrammatic style and witty dialogue are so famous that we read many of Congreve's famous lines without knowing that they are written by Congreve. Here are some few quotations of Congreve. I hope you all have enjoyed the lesson. If you have gained anything, if you find it helpful, please comment in the section below and share it with your friends. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.